Hello and welcome back to How My Garden Grows. Today I wanted to show you my strawberry barrels. They each have a vermicompost tower going down the middle. Planning to put, food scraps and things in there so that wormies can distribute basically ready-made compost right into the strawberries. I already planted this one. Now there's 100 strawberries on the side, and there's a couple on the top. I also planted mint up there, specifically peppermint. I really like mint in teas, but I cannot stand the way it spreads everywhere, so I thought that would be a really good place to grow it because I don't care where it goes. That variety is called Cavendish. That one is a June bearing, I believe. So this first year I will take all of the buds off so that it bears better next year and every year thereafter. Just got them up on these little stands so I can, keep them up off the grass when I mow and stuff like that. Now, this is my first time doing strawberry barrels, and if I do anything, I would like to do 2 more next year, but there's going to be one difference. See, these are 1.5-inch holes. I think I would only do 1 inch because it seemed like there's just an awful lot of space around there for dirt to fall out. And the other thing is, I knew it would compress a little, and I made sure I watered in between each layer so that it would, kind of sink down, but it still pushed them pretty far down. Like, I don't know, this crown is like way down here, and I don't know if that's going to affect it overall. I mean, look how far down that one is. That one sunk way down. So I am doing, right now, these are San Andreas, and what I'm doing with them is I'm making kind of a cone up here, so when I plant them, I'm planting them way down on an angle like this, so that hopefully when the dirt compresses, it'll kind of keep the crowns where I want them to be. So I will pause this for a second and set up so you can see how I'm planting them, okay? See you in a minute. Okay, so here we go. Now, if anybody is wondering why I have this in a baggie, that is because, I know I mentioned in another video, we are having some crazy, crazy weather here in the Midwest, and these came in the middle of a snowstorm. And I didn't know it was going to snow, and they came anyway. So I held them in the fridge for a week. The directions didn't recommend holding them in the fridge any longer than that, but I still couldn't plant them outside because still too freezing rain and cold and snow and just ridiculous weather for April. Anyway, so I put them in my growing medium in these baggies in the kitchen, and they did great. They've popped out and they've got new growth and they're doing wonderfully. So I just take that off and I kind of get some of this loose dirt off just because I do have the roots kind of rolled up in there, and I want to make sure they're nice and loose. So I get them, and I'm making sure that I've got a nice incline here, and like I said, I don't know if that'll help. It may still compress it way too far. We'll just have to see. You can learn along with me on that one. And then I just gently wiggle these through. Try not to damage the crown. Just put the crown at the level of the hole. And I'm getting the roots kind of all spread up high. Now, because it's such a big hole, I've been using this organic muslin to just kind of stuff around the edge to try to keep too much of the dirt from going out the hole. I might not need to do that. It's probably me just being, obsessive compulsive about it, but it bothers me when all the dirt comes flying out the hole. And maybe once it's compressed it won't do that. I don't know, but it's driving me crazy. So that's what I do for planting these guys. I am going to be putting red wigglers in this tube at some point. I don't have them yet, but I want to wait until I get this whole thing planted and get some, scraps and stuff in here before I even bother adding the worms. I also don't know if the worms will survive in the winter in this thing. So, your guess is as good as mine on that one. Okay, so that's it for my strawberry barrels. I have 100 this year. 50 Cavendish and 50 of the San Andreas. If they do well, I'm going to plant 2 more next year, which will be very exciting. And I'm going to pause the video again so I can give you a quick update for the rest of the garden. Okay, so here are the rest of my garden boxes. I think the last time I did a video I had one right there, that one on the end, and I had these 3 because these 3 are from last year. So I've added these 2 down here, I got that one filled, and then I've got another one ready to be put together right here. I'm going to be putting in, so that would be 6. There's going to be number 7 and number 8 right there. And then I'm almost done with the box that's going all along here, and that's where my peas and climbers and cucumbers are all going to go. I did get these 3 boxes planted. I don't know if you can see that, but I have the Southport white globes in here, the Mizuna lettuce is in here. Overall, I've got over 200 onions. I'm very excited about that. I hope it works out. This bed has the Ailsa Craigs, and you know what? With all the weird weather we've been having, the Ailsa Craigs have been going crazy. You know, they have survived it the best, and they have been out in some of the worst weather. This bed also has the Paris Island romaine lettuce. And then this one, which pretty much looks the same because it's all lettuce and onions, this one is the Australian browns and the little gem lettuce. I mentioned in another video, but I'll mention it again, that the fencing is to keep the cats out because they like to use my garden beds for litter boxes. Those are just some peonies I need to go somewhere. Oh, sorry. And then this is a holdover from my apartment days. This is a raspberry that's going to be going in here, and it's going to be climbing up there. This thing that's on the ground right now, this is a blackberry. I didn't actually mean for it to root in between the garage and the cement, but it did. So I will be attaching that up on this fencing to go vertical as well. We will also be getting this pile of mulch in between all of these beds because I really, really, really hate to mow. It has taken my blueberries a really long time to sprout. And to be honest, I think the blueberries knew. I think they knew that it was going to be a weird year, and they just did not want to leaf out. But finally, we're getting some growth on the blueberries. This is a Jubilee. This little stick in the ground right here is a Herbert, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what that one is. I will have to look that up because I can't remember what it was I ordered. So that's the update for now. Still a little messy, but we're working on it, and hopefully with better weather, we will have a better garden. And follow along. Thanks a lot. Bye.